Jackson Powers Johnson, center from Oregon, 6'3", 328 pounds. Jackson Powers Johnson is broadly built center prospect with below average length, but above average upper body power. Powers Johnson isn't much of a knee bender, which impacts his pad level, drive leverage, but he can talk and toss opponents around with some regularity at the point. Powers Johnson is a fierce competitor with a salty disposition, but needs to improve his first phase technique to create more consistent blocks, sustains. Despite average athleticism, he doesn't seem to have many issues in pass protection as he works with clear eyes, a wide base, and good discipline to keep his weight back. His rookie season could be bumpy if he has to play early, but he should come out on the other side as a long-time starter. Could you imagine if that was me? They're actually my words. So I will link that description below the comments, right? Or you know where it is. Okay. Look, I'm not a draft guy. You guys all know that, but I'm learning. I'm getting excited. I'm getting keen. It's now 50 days away. 50 days away from Detroit. The draft is around the corner. Also around the corner next week, we have Steelers. Hopefully signing some free agents and improving the O-line, improving the quarterback room, improving a lot of places. Middle linebacker, safety, cornerback, whatever. They need to improve the team. I trust Omar Khan. When I was reading that's from NFL.com. So NFL.com prospects, and it's a big overview what the scouts think of Jackson Powers Johnson. He's the name going around town now that the Steelers could have a chance to maybe fall at 20. As the latest mock two I want to bring up with Daniel Jeremiah in a few moments, but I also want to label his strengths too. So also from his strengths was carries a broad chest, thick hips, meaty hands, heavy hands, hammer A-gap, threats when protecting the quarterback, processes gaming fronts without overacting or lunging, fantastic. Plays with a rugged, disdained attitude towards opponents. That's Steelers football. We're trying to bring back Steelers football, right? Jolts defenders around with powerful upper body, fantastic again. Plays with adequate footwork for double teams and works up blocks. So what I've been reading about this guy, I've been seeing a few highlights, and now this is my take. That was pretty much NFL's take or the source take. This guy can be a center for the next 10, 12 years. It all depends, though, what the Steelers want to do. Do they want to go and draft a center at 20? Do they want to trade up again to get him at, 15 or 16 if he falls that far, and some other team are going to try and get him to? The Eagles would be a team, I think, that they might be looking for a center because Kelsey just retired. Could be a possibility they get a guy like that too. So when I look at this guy, Jackson Powers Johnson, I did see some highlights in him throwing coaches around. Who else threw coaches around last year? That was Broderick Jones. Now, is there a link that's the same Steelers coach or Steelers coach getting thrown around? Could be a possibility. The big thing is, though, the Steelers have a need at center. Now, do the Steelers go and get a center in the free agent period? Or do they just wait to the draft? I think they'll probably do both. They'll probably go and get a free agent signing in the next few weeks, prepare themselves, and also if they want to go down the route of building the O-line, they've got Jones, Marlowe, they get Jackson Powers Johnson in the middle, they have James Daniels, and then also right tackle. We could also figure that out too. The same time is, though, if they can't get Jackson Powers Johnson, I've heard reports and ideas around getting Mims, who is the Georgia Bulldog, to Darnell Washington, to Pickens, to Broderick Jones. So you're almost getting 4 or 5 Bulldogs on the team to build up the O-line, to build the front. So it's quite interesting to see what is happening, right? But going back to JPJ, I don't know if we can call him JPJ because we already have a JPJ on the team. That is JPJ, Joey Porter Jr. as a cornerback. But if they do sign him and do draft him, we've got to find out a nickname, or maybe it's JPJ2. I have no idea. Jackson Powers Johnson is a big fella, a big guy. I saw him in one play running down some highlights on YouTube last night. He was just clearing lanes and pushing blokes out of the way for running backs. And that's what we want to see. And Steelers want to see some physical football back. Like, think of the O-line 2 or 3 years ago. Wasn't really there, right? You had Trey Turner, you had Kendrick Green. I know they traded away Kevin Dotson. I think he'll go and get a big contract with the Rams. And speaking of the Rams too, so this is also Daniel Jeremiah. He believes, because the Rams are picking up at 19. So you've got Dotson. Maybe they go and get a center. Jackson Powers Johnson. This is via Daniel Jeremiah, he says the Rams get one of the steadiest players in the draft. Powers Johnson can anchor their offensive line for the next decade. So why can't the Steelers maybe try and move up? Or could it be a possibility where Johnson falls down to 20? However, in the same mock draft by Daniel Jeremiah, he says that Pittsburgh Steelers invest in offensive line round 1 for a second year in a row. Fautanu, I probably pronounced that wrong. So Troy Fautanu, the physical identity of the Steelers are looking to create. He can play anywhere in the line, but it would be fun to watch him line up next to Broderick Jones, maybe at left tackle. Now, also, I looked in this guy too. Like I said, not a draft guy, but I started to see a few things, and this kind of make me go a bit crazy, right? So look at this guy. Troy is 6'4", 317. It says here he plays with lateral hustle to make back-to-back side zone blocks. He's very fast like that. Sets out to the rush with good lateral quickness and knee bend. So he's pretty active. Keeps weight back to avoid counter overbalance in protection. Sounds good to me. Now, some of the guys too from NFL Network were talking about him playing right tackle, but also he's almost playing. He's played everywhere. I went to the Huskies the Huskies site in 2020. He saw 4 games of action. In 2021, starting 3, 2 at left tackle, 1 at left guard. In 2022, started 13 games, 1 at left tackle, and the first 3 games he started left guard, right? So he's played a lot of left tackle, a lot of guard, and also in 2023, he started at left tackle in all 15 games. So according to Daniel Jeremiah, if they were to go and get Troy Fautanu, does Broderick Jones stay on the right-hand side? Does this bloke stay on the left-hand side? You know what I'm saying? Do they go and get Mims, who stays on the right-hand side, and move Broderick Jones to the left? I still believe, in this case, I'm still looking towards the Steelers going and getting offensive line help with the first pick. It just feels natural to go and get a center, or go and get Jackson Powers Johnson, or go and get a right tackle or a left tackle. Build the O-line. And I understand people want to bring in Fields and all that kind of crap, but build the O-line and try and set yourself up for the next 5 years. You've got Jones into his second year. He's a big human. You've got Marlowe, who played really good football down the stretch when the run game improved. Maybe get a center, fill that gap. James Daniels, and then figure out the right tackle, and you're building the O-line much better than previous 2 or 3 years. Anyways, your guys' turn. Make sure to leave me a comment in the comments below, and let me know what's happening if you agree with Powers Johnson to the Steelers, and also, or is it Fautanu coming there as a left tackle or right tackle? And also, guys, too, I'm like I said, I'm not a draft dude, so I'm trying my best to do research and look at these players. But it happens so fast as well. So this won't be the last time I'm talking about Jackson Powers Johnson. The more highlights I watch, I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool to see him as a center if he were to fall that far to 20, and the Steelers would have a center for, I don't know, 10 years. I don't know, the new Pouncey. Just have someone there who could be stable. And then if Kenny Pickett doesn't work out this year, then next year go and draft the quarterback, get a franchise guy, and build the roster that way. That's just the way I see it.